Guys, what's happening? It's Daryl here. It is coming up on 8:30 here in the East Coast in Connecticut. A quick rundown of what I think has changed since yesterday with the impeachment. Witnesses. It looks like how the yesterday's video I talked about how the Republicans could just if they wrap this up in 2 weeks and didn't call witnesses or evidence, it would look bad for them. It would look really bad. And then more evidence, more stuff is going to come out. Bolton's book, other books, witnesses are going to come forward, and as it gets closer to the election, it's going to look worse and worse for these Republicans that they covered it up. So, of course, today we got about 5 or 6 Republican senators talking about calling witnesses. I think Mitt Romney. Another woman, and I'm not sure. Anyway, they're talking about calling witnesses. So this is, from my opinion, this is what I think is happening here. I think they're trying to cover their asses. I think exactly what I was talking about yesterday, how it's going to look bad for them. Well, this is what I think they're doing today. I think they realize it's going to look bad if they don't call witnesses. Will they call, will John Bolton testify? Abso-freaking-lutely not. That would be the nail in Trump's coffin. That would be the one, I think that would, well, first of all, I didn't know, but Trump's attorneys can claim executive privilege and prevent him from testifying. So if that's the case, there's no way in hell. There is no way in hell Bolton will ever testify. I think if he did, that would be the one case where some of these senators might actually find themselves between a rock and a hard place, between Trump's threats and McConnell's threats of heads on pikes and the people seeing through this cover-up. And some of them would have to vote. There might be a real chance, I think, if Bolton were to ever testify, but that's a moot point because there's no way. I don't see Bolton ever testifying. All right, what about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden? Another moot point. These guys don't belong in this impeachment hearing or trial. As far as I could see now, I could see how the Republicans would want to drag them in to create more smoke and mirrors, to try to create the reasoning that Trump was trying to do the right thing. He had the right thing in mind. He was just trying to prevent corruption. But that is not what's up for trial here. Their guilt, their innocence, or whatever isn't what's on trial here. If down the road they want to investigate the Bidens, that's down the road would be the time to do it, and not now. I've got no reason to cover, to want a cover up for Joe Biden or Hunter Biden. If they're guilty, let them pay for it. Let the chips fall where they may. But as for them being called as witnesses, it would, to most logical people, I think it would make the trial look like a joke. Not a joke, but less serious, because most logical people would understand that it's not the Biden's guilt or innocence that's up for trial here. It has no bearing on what's on trial here. What's on trial here is Trump's actions, the way he went about doing what he did. His quid pro quo had, whether or not it was for the Bidens or for a Biden investigation, or it was for Bernie Sanders investigation or whatever, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the way he abused the office. That's what's on trial here. And can Hunter Biden and Joe Biden contribute anything or anything towards? No, they can't. It's a separate issue. I think it'd be all smoke and mirrors. The Republicans would try to confuse the topic by saying, look, Trump was just trying to, they would try to make the Bidens look guilty, first of all, which is not what this trial is about whatsoever. And second of all, make it look like Trump is just trying to do the right thing. So I think them being called as witnesses would anybody with common sense would see through this. It's a ploy. They have no purpose. They have no real. I'm not a legal expert, but they have no real legal purpose to be in this trial whatsoever. If they, like I said, and I'm not protecting Joe and Hunter. You know, if they're guilty, they're guilty. Let the chips fall where they may, man. But they don't have a reason in this trial. So to wrap it up, I think the Republicans are seriously thinking about calling some witnesses just to give the trial an air of legitimacy. You know, the real thing that would break this whole trial wide open would be Bolton as a witness, but that's not going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. Yeah, so I think that's where we're headed now. I think, and then also, if they call witnesses, they're going to pull away 4 senators from the Iowa caucuses, and I'm sure they're going to be happy to do that, to take the limelight away from Bernie Sanders, Warren, and Buttigieg, and whatnot. So I'm guessing now they are going to call witnesses. It's my update for today.